Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy! Welcome back to more Pokemon Platinum! Last time, we helped a family in Canalave City wake their boy up from an eternal nightmare caused by Darkrai. It sounds really far-fetched when I describe it like that, but you'll know what I was talking about if you saw the video. And we caught ourselves Cresselia, putting an end to roaming legendaries once and for all. Unless let's play another one of these games. We won't talk about that now. This time, we are continuing, as per usual, our second journey through the Sinnoh region, and like I said, we're gonna be going through the locations in the order we originally visited them in. So what a better way to begin this video than by completely breaking that order yet again. Yeah, we're gonna be saving Mount Coronet for later, because we can't do everything that we could do there right now. And we're also not going to Snow Point City yet, because we were told by our mom that's where we need to go to progress the story. So instead, we're going to Veilstone City. I suppose you could pretend like Cyrus's plans were ahead of schedule and his plans to take over the world took shape a couple weeks earlier than they did originally. Have some imagination about it, yeah. We're not gonna be staying in Veilstone City for long. In fact, our visit to Veilstone City is already over. Yeah, cheapest vacation ever. We're gonna be going down south to the Spring Path. Back at the Send-Off Spring, this cave entrance that was previously guarded by Cynthia is no longer guarded, presumably because she's too busy being awesome somewhere else. It's rather foggy, so I've taken the liberty of teaching Sweet Ride Defog. You are going to be needing Defog for a few things we're going to be doing here today, so might as well teach it now. And we have this lithograph. Past 3 pillars offer up to the before 30 is surpassed. This place is a little bit strange. Okay, it's one of those places where you can go any of 4 directions at any given moment to go through different pathways, and the rooms are, I guess, semi-random in how they're laid out. It's very strange. It was saying before 30 is surpassed, you need to find the right way before going through 30 different rooms. It says 1, 2. I hope I remember this code right. These are basically just to tell you which rooms that you are in so that if rooms look similar, you can read the lithograph to know exactly what it's telling you. Could use Rock Smash. I'm just going to try to go through here without it. You tell me 2, 5. Okay. Go up again. I'm just kind of going the way the rocks are leading me. 3, 7. Here we are. There are many different rooms in here that have different items for you, but the one that you are wanting to stumble upon is this one. This is that where life sparkles, that where life is faded, a place where 2 worlds overlap. We obtain a rare bone, which is just a selling item, actually. Kind of anticlimactic because it looks so important, but it's really not. It's a portal leading to the Distortion World, so we are finally able to return to this place. Though we are in an area that we couldn't previously access, this is completely different from our first visit, yeah. So there's even more to this mysterious place to explore. Hop down. Hop across. That's so weird. I just love staring into that background, how it scrolls ever so slightly with how you're moving. Here you will find the Grizius Orb. This is a hold item for Giratina that will raise the power of Ghost-type moves and Dragon-type moves, and it will allow you to use Giratina's origin form normally. Incidentally, if you knocked out Giratina, it will be here for you to battle once again so you get a second chance. It might indeed be easier to do that, because Giratina is tough to fight on your first visit if you are not prepared for it. I went over this earlier, but that's really all there is here for us. Yeah, it's kind of small. I'll meet you guys back in the Turnback cave. There are 2 other items that you can potentially find in Giratina's room. They are determined by how many rooms you had to pass through in order to reach this place. You have to pass by all 3 of those pillar rooms. So if you got here perfectly, getting a pillar room for all 3 rooms before reaching this one, you will get another Reaper Cloth. Kind of pointless considering we've had Eidolon for how long, but it's there. If you take 4 to 15 rooms, it will get you a rare bone like I got, and 16 to 30 rooms will get you a Stardust. I was able to go down from Giratina's room and get out of here. I think it is every exit from Giratina's room will return you to the start. It's pretty simple. So, in the vein of breaking tradition yet once again, we are not going to Snow Point City, we are not going to Mount Coronet, no! We are going to Pokemon League. Yeah, that is the next place that has something for us. No, we are not here to fight the Pokemon League again. I am not quite that nuts in the way of being meticulous about showing things. What we are doing here today is heading back into Victory Road, because as you recall, there was also a certain cave entrance blocked by a certain chubby man that we could not enter. The cave entrance, not the chubby man. I'm not exactly sure I'd want to enter a chubby man. But yeah, here we are. This cave entrance is now open. And in it, strangely enough, you have kind of this barren walkway. I don't think there's even any hidden items in it. Just go onward. And yeah, fog is just the theme of these areas. I wish defog was not in the game. It adds nothing. It's just a thing that makes you have to carry another HM move, and even then it's not really that helpful because you can still see. I'm Marley. You are? Oh, Emil. Will you help me, please? I want to get through this tunnel. Will you let me go with you? So we have Marley traveling with us now. Pokemon shouldn't be hurt. I'll heal them. That is very good logic, that you should heal my Pokemon for me. Try to use serve with Marley in the party. You are not able to. Marley in the party. That sounds kind of funny. So use strength right here. You need a lot of HM moves. I made sure to reteach as many as I could to our 2 HM users, so we should be good. And starting off, we have a double battle. Yeah, we already know. It's time to let the Pokemon go wild. I sincerely apologize for thinking that Marley in the party sounded funny a moment ago. That takes the cake, and I will not be able to top that for a long, long time. So Marley, as one would expect, has a Gothitelle on her team. Okay, no, she has an Arcanine. Gothitelle doesn't exist yet. But if there is ever a Sinnoh remake, it would be a crime against fashion for Marley to not have a Gothitelle on her team in that remake. This is after the main game, so it would be able to have Pokemon from the National Dex just fine. It needs to happen. Make it a reality, because Marley was born to have a Gothitelle in her Pokeball. There's no other way about it. So here we have the first instance in a while of us going through a new dungeon, battling some trainers, having a party member even, and, indeed, having some new encounters. There are not any new ones on the ground, but there are in the water. So how about we go over those now? Oh, wait, actually, there was something else that I wanted to say before we went over them. Sorry, you'll have to wait your turn a little bit longer. If it seems a little bit inconsistent with how I'm handling bios, it's that if a Pokemon is merely in an old area and it's some new way of encountering Pokemon like the Radar or just the Great Marsh getting new Pokemon in the aftergame, those are Pokemon that are not competently leveled. They're not things that you can easily add to your team and around 80 of them become available to you at the same time. That would just be kind of nuts. But for instances like this where we're going into new places and new encounters are available normally in the wild, that kind of stuff I'll be going over. So now let's get to it. Actually, now that I'm looking over at my notes, I have finally caught up to what's been obvious to you since we got on this floor. We can find one of these on the ground, and it's about the last dang thing you'd ever expect to find on the ground. Dugong! I can't imagine this habitat works out very well for it, but there's no but actually. I really legitimately can't think of any reason why you'd find this on the ground and not in the water. Dugong, though, when it is encountered, it will instantly know Ice Beam, making it really useful, and you also have that Surf HM, giving it good offensive options. In terms of stats, it seems to be like it's trying to be a tank, but comes off more like a jack-of-all-trades, master of none. It's alright. I'm not really sure if you would be lacking a water type this late in the game, but if you still need to add one to your team, having those two moves the same type attack bonus right from the get-go can be an attractive feature. Or features. Next is something you would actually expect to find in the water, though perhaps it is less unique and daring because of it, and that is Lapras. This is a slightly tankier, slightly slower, slightly higher special attack Dugong. Sounds convoluted when I say it like that, but that's the best comparison that I can draw between the two because they have the same type and they fulfill very similar purposes. Lapras can be found at a much wider level range than Dugong, anywhere from 35 to 55, so it might take a while to find a Lapras that you might want to actually add to your team if it's that low of level. The reason why I'm telling you this is because it has good moves that fall all within this level range. It gets Ice Beam at 32, so it might very well have that when you catch it, but it also gets Hydro Pump at 49, Brine at 37, and Sheer Cold at 55. It's strange. but I do like it. It's tanky, has some decent type coverage with those 2 moves that it gets same type attack bonus from, though its type might not be the best at tanking overall. This fight took so much longer than it should have. Mika and Brandy, they have a real peppy feel to them, but this isn't possible. That's all the same. Got me. Wait, what'd you say? It's not that you've won, it's just that I lost. It's all the same. Go me. I thought you said got me at first, Bo, but no, that is actually funny. I've noticed that out of all the people to have funny text that I really enjoy seeing in this game, it's the... Perhaps that was a bit too strong of a reaction. I'll admit that one. It wasn't that big of an inconvenience, but it was so painful in the moment that I had touched it from the side, but it didn't count. It was so bothersome. Got 2 more psychics here. Or just 2 psychics in general. We have not fought previous psychics in this video. Now we shall battle, and from it will emerge 1 loser. Don't you mean there will emerge 2 losers? There's kind of 4 of us here, 2 on each side. I'm just saying, for somebody who is a psychic, your math is a little off. You know, I've actually wondered that. Does being a psychic mean that you are necessarily smart? I know that there's gonna be some people that'll make jokes being like, have you seen half the psychics on TV that are total phonies? But no, I mean it. Like, if you have legitimate psychic abilities and you could do psychokinesis, does that mean that you are actually smart? Because I wouldn't assume that intelligence would be related to being able to light things on fire with your mind and stuff like that. You might have a lot of energy in your mind, but I don't know, just it's a weird thought that I've had. I don't think I've ever seen anybody make a stupid psychic as a fictional character, and I feel like it should be like totally possible. Also, this Mr. Mime is a jerk, casting up a ruffle. Alakazam! This is bad. Hit Gallade, please. Hit Gallade, please. Hit Gallade, please. Hit Gallade. Oh, God. No! No! If that Arcanine goes down, that is bad. So we need to take that thing down fast. I could go for a critical hit right now. I didn't even need it. Wow. I know Alakazam is hardly known for its tanking abilities, unless you're talking about Gen 1 when the special stat was 1. Seriously, what were they thinking making special attackers also good tanks? I don't know. But I was worried there. I really was. Even though Arcanine is higher leveled, Alakazam is dangerous. And if I had to fight 2-on-1 against these guys, I probably could get swept through pretty fast, especially with 2 HM users on the team right now. I wanted to come in here using only Sweet Ride, but Sweet Ride can't learn Waterfall. So my only, actually no, there was no option. You can only get to this area with Waterfall. Even if I went to the entrance of Victory Road over by that Pokemon Center north of Sunny Shore City, you know the place. Even if I flew there and I walked all the way through here, there is still a waterfall that I would need to go up in the basement floor. So I had no choice but to bring in 2 HM users. As much as I wanted Eidolon to come with us, I wasn't sure he'd be all that helpful, so I stuck with Scythe. I almost dumped Acrobat for Eidolon, and maybe I should have, but I was just kind of thinking that maybe on switch-ins, Acrobat could be good because of his immunities and his defensive typing and whatnot, those kinds of things. Let's, oh boy. Please tell me you did not just waste your turn using Helping Hand to me. Okay, good. Again, Miss Magius isn't exactly known for its physical attacking prowess, so I don't know what I was scared of. And that does it. Desiree and Landon. I get to show you, did I get to show you everything? And I'm like, whoa, lady. I'm just misreading text left and right here today. Can use Psychic Powers battling as visible. It takes much more to win. He was actually kind of expanding on what I was saying. What can Psychic Power be used for? Well, one mustn't use it for committing crimes. But I don't use it for anything good either. Using Psychic Power leaves me too worn out. So you just don't use it at all. Good to know. Has Psychic Powers, chooses not to use them. This area is frustrating. It's a dork. It is designed specifically to make you have to leave the room and come back to get the other item because it's not possible to get both of them in one go. So, we'll be back for you, you crummy item ball of crumminess. I train all of my gnarly Pokemon at the fighting dojo in Kanto. What it means to battle, its joys, its sorrows, I've experienced it all. Epic hair growth powers go! Strain those follicles! There they are. I'm just being real stupid. You have a team of 6 Pokemon. Well, at least the Parasect and Mankey, so I don't have to worry about anything. That Parasect! We might get to see something kind of cool here. Parasect is, to date, the only Pokemon with a ×5 weakness. It's quad weak to fire, and it has dry skin for its ability, potentially. So Arcanine proceeds to use Extreme Speed on Mankey, even though it has Fire Fang. Yeah, really helpful there. Not like Scythe didn't have it covered. Perhaps that was just the AI reading that it had a move that could knock the enemy out and had priority, so it used it. I know that's what the AI does, where if they have a move that can knock you out, they always go for it, never don't. That was really strange, though. I was hoping we'd get to see something cool here, but no, just didn't feel like it. Infernape, ooh. Here I thought we were gonna have an easy battle ahead of us. Usually whenever the enemies have a team of 6 Pokemon, they're really easy and the fight isn't all that exciting. It's rare that you get epic battles where you have a good team of 6 versus another good team of 6. Effect Spore. Oh. You outspeed me. It's not really all that bad, actually. This has just been the area of underwhelming Pokemon that I think are going to be really dangerous, but they aren't. I need to loosen up. I need to not worry so much. We got a double KO this turn. We took out a pretty tough Pokemon. I make it sound like I'm ending the video when I talk like that, but Scythe grew to level 55. We ain't done here. Machoke. I can live with that. Who else? Rhydon. Pretty sure Arcanine has nothing that would be effective on Rhydon, so I'm targeting that. Yeah, okay, I was right to do that. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I'm just trying to think of what moves Arcanine would have. I'm not looking at the moveset of my partner, so just kind of going off memory and off of what I've seen it do. Getting a lot of experience. Maybe I should have the experience share on, because Scythe is getting in a lot of battling. It has type advantages over pretty much everything that we've been fighting here today. Agility. Okay, that's cool. You've been doing Extreme Speed up to this point. I guess now you can go first using Fire Fang. Magmar! Not exactly something you see all that often, though, but there is the butthead before us. I can never unsee that after it was pointed out to me. It's kind of annoying. Oh, boy. Scythe just cannot be knocked out by anything here today. That Magmar is pretty fast. It does lose speed when it evolves into Magmortar. That's kind of the thing, is that some people have told me that my team is really on the tanky side and I should have had some more sweepers on the team. A lot of the Sinnoh decks, even though the metagame of Sinnoh is very speed and attack oriented, where Pokemon like Weavile and Garchomp and Pokemon like that dominate, that might be the case, sure. But the Sinnoh dex itself is full of a lot of slow Pokemon. You have the fact that, you know, out of the starters, you have Torterra, who's pretty slow. You have Empoleon, who's all right. You have Infernape, who's pretty fast. Sure, that might be true, but a lot of Pokemon are very tanky, and a lot of the Pokemon that got evolutions in Sinnoh, which accounts for a huge what? Was that a glitch? Like, I'm halfway tempted to think that was a glitch, because that text displayed made no sense and had a bunch of spaces throughout it. I'll look up what that trainer says when defeated to see if that's actually the case. If I can find such information. I don't see that being a common thing. But anyway, something about the Sinnoh dex is that it is very tanky. A lot of Pokemon that got evolutions, which accounts for a huge chunk of the Sinnoh dex, lost speed, or they're just very slow in general. You have Tangrowth, you have Electabuzz losing speed when it evolves into Electivire, you have Magmar losing speed when it evolves into Magmortar. Gosh, what else? I guess Gallade's kind of fast, so maybe it does seem a little bit weird. You have Dusknoir, who's pretty slow. Just a lot of Pokemon in general in the Sinnoh dex are not the fastest around. So when planning out this team and just thinking of all the different things I wanted to use on my team, I did notice that pretty much no matter what I did, I would wind up with a lot of Pokemon on the slower side. As long as I was using stuff that I wanted to personally use, I wound up that way. I mean, I think it is outweighed by the fact that we have Crobat, who's tied for being the fastest Pokemon in the Sinnoh dex. I got my bases covered pretty well, I think, but I did kind of want to cover that. Oh, yay, Taunt. It's not like I know Swords Dance or anything. Yeah, I know 4 attacking moves. Valuable use of a turn there, buddy. Really good. We'll attack a Bite here. Good. Arcanine did exactly what I thought it would do, knocking out that Murkrow at 1 health. So we're good there. And that Gabite should be a Garchomp by this point. I'm thankful that it's not. I would never complain about not having to fight a Garchomp in this game of all things. Oh man, just remembering the days of Garchomp's ban. Like, I remember those days when it was just debated for so long whether or not it should be and all those things, and eventually some communities did end up banning him. He was so good, like he really was. Did Arcanine seriously just try to use Extreme Speed on Gabite? Because if so, that's some pretty bad AI if it's reading, hey, it's got low enough HP, I should use a priority move when it's underground. Hit that. I'm 99% sure that he's using Dig on Arcanine just because of type effectiveness. It probably wouldn't do more damage to Scythe. Level 56! Because of the battle style not being able to be switched in doubles, Scalade is just rolling in all this experience. Come on, Gabite. Good. Come on, Gabite. I mean, come on, Arcanine. Yeah. And that's it! Really quick, really clean fight. Ottoman Joe. Don't you have an Achilles heel? Do I have an Achilles heel? Yeah, it's called Supernova. Okay, I'm sorry, Supernova. I love you. I do. I love most things about you, but you're not here to hear me making sick burns about you, so we'll pretend that makes it okay. This right here is a way that you can return later, but the way the stones are, you couldn't take this as a shortcut to get past all those trainers, which is why I opted to show them and go that route, so it's kind of like that. I think this is our last battle, which is, I did not mean to go into my trainer card. It might look bronze and really pretty, but I didn't want to do that. Let's have another battle. These are going on for quite a long time, actually. I knew that this was going to be a long area, because even though this room itself isn't that big and most of it is just little mazes, you are in here for a while doing required battles in order to get through this place. Oh, just 4 Pokemon. Dusknoir and Chimecho. I'm sorry, but that's a funny combination. I kind of wish Chimecho were in the foreground so it looked like Dusknoir would be just kind of gripping its tail, but yeah. I opted to speed up this fight. It's just that we've seen a lot of fights already today. I've talked about pretty much everything I wanted to talk about in this area, and we still have more fights to do. So I don't think anyone would blame me at all for wanting us to just get through this. Besides, it's not like this fight was incredibly astounding or epic or anything like that. This guy was such a jerk to his partner that he left poor Kendra having to fight 2-on-1 for however long, just getting clobbered. Dude, be a gentleman. Don't be like this guy. I guess it kind of factors into what I was saying earlier about being a psychic doesn't necessarily make you smart, because he certainly wasn't. But I thought I could win. Not with 1 Pokemon you couldn't. Yeah, the future is different, because he made you fight 2-on-1. Efforts have altered the very path of the future. Psychic power. I know it isn't easy to believe in something that you can't see. Love, friendship, can't see those either. Is there, oh my god, is there actually more battling we have to do to get through here? Yes, there is. I can't go any other way. Okay, I guess we have yet another fight ahead. Judo Chop Pokemon Battle! I'll wheel out some wicked Pokemon and even wickeder moves! You make it sound like you're about to breakdance. That'd be a sight to see. Especially if you could make your hair sprout out of your head like that mid-dance in time with the music or something like that. That'd be cool to see. We need to see that happen someday. Scythe, you rule! I thought that Gyarados was going to be the toughest fight ever, because it intimidated both of us. I didn't want to switch out. I didn't have Supernova to do Thunderbolt on it. I was worried about that thing! But true to its name, or true to its name, no. Well, I guess true to its name, we are experiencing victory here, but true to what we've been saying earlier, this has been the area of underwhelming opponents. It's been great. Scythe, just that helping hand, critical hit, that combination, so good. You are not going to be knocked out by my next attack from Scythe. I think it's justified that we switch out to Bodhi. Besides, in the off chance that I am gonna get hit by Dig right here, I'll resist it just fine. But we all know he's going to attack Arcanine. Oh, I thought for a second there that it missed. I thought that was a Bowdon that missed. I've had some people telling me that, hey, you know, that Hippowdon that we fought, it was shiny. Why are you not acknowledging it? No, again, Hippowdon has a different color scheme for whether it's male or female. It's just, yeah, the gray Hippowdons are female, the orange ones are male. I've had some people do that. Kind of an extension of that story of all those people I know that thought they found a shiny Shellos. I've known almost as many people that thought they found a shiny Hippowdon or a Hippopotas. It's really weird that they gave them different color schemes like that. I know that male and females having differences was a new mechanic in this game, so obviously they would design new Pokemon to show off that new mechanic. It just kind of makes sense to design the Pokemon around new ideas that are going to be present in the game, just to justify its existence, but it's a little bit weird how that's been such a prevalent thing, that the way that they handled that, it led to a lot of people thinking they had shinies when they didn't. Oh, this is it. There's a stone tablet ahead. I wanted to see the Pokemon that visits it. That's all. I appreciate your escorting me. Just a little. I'm sorry, girl. I traveled with Cynthia. You are not too cool to hang out with me or show your gratitude towards me if she can. Get a nugget right there, and there are many, many items that we can get all throughout this room now that we can finally surf! I'm sorry, Marley, but you were just dead weight to us. All the trainer battles we could have skipped. All of the exploration that we could have done, all the items we could have picked up. You were more of a detriment than a help. Surfing south of those last two trainers that we fought, we have this whole extra area. Wow, there's a lot of bodies of water. This is going many layers deep. Which, that was useful. Really useful. I'm so glad that I came here and used surf yet another time. So that if we go over this way, we can go into this very sad excuse for a maze. I thought it was more complicated than that. And we can finally skip some trainers by using surf. Yeah, you two just stare longingly into each other's eyes. I won't disturb you on your oh-so romantic getaway to this dark, dank cave that was covered in fog until I came along and fixed it. Leftovers! That's a really great item. You recover 1/16 of your HP between turns. We sort of had this earlier with the black sludge, which is leftovers for poison-type Pokemon, but this is our first time seeing the vanilla leftovers. Are you serious? This thing is higher level than me. Oh, it's equal level to me. That's even worse. Next up, by these two not quite so lovebirds that are staring at each other's eyes from a greater distance, we have this body of water, which lets us, is that even how the French say what? No, it's not. It's not even close. I studied French for 2 years. I should not be. It's really weird. Somebody who actually does know a fair amount of French tends to get a lot of things wrong when it comes to French, or act like I don't know French at all when I actually do. All right. Through here, we have an Ultra Ball. I'm sure there are many other things like that in dead ends throughout all these rocks. In fact, I think I might as well check this one right here. Nope, nothing. Okay. Checking. Rare candy! Yeah! Also, if you're wondering, the reason why I hadn't used my rare candies up to this point, because usually I like using them just before the final battles at the Pokemon League, it's because Platinum has so much after-game content and we're going to be fighting things so much tougher than that in time that I thought it would be kind of a waste to use the rare candies there. That was why I didn't use them, because we're going to be doing a lot more stuff. You have not seen even close to the strongest Pokemon we're going to be battling. I like using rare candies late game so we get the most bang for our buck on them, getting the most experience points possible out of a single use of them. But that's just it. There's going to be a lot more experience points we'll be able to get out of them later that'll be a lot more useful to us. That's why I'm hanging on to them. That should be everything in here. Right, I can get on my bicycle now. I don't have a party member anymore. Thank goodness. And this leads to the light at the end of the tunnel. Welcome to Route 224. This is the only time anything like this has ever happened in a Pokemon game. If I may show the town map to show exactly where we are in a route that is behind the Pokemon League. And we have been here for one heck of a time. I apologize if this video seemed like it dragged a bit. There were just a lot of fights that we had to go through to get here. We had a party member through it all, and I did want to go over quite a few things while we were going through the second area of Victory Road. But yes, it is all done now. We have reached, like I said, the light at the end of the tunnel. Next time on Pokemon Platinum, we'll see just what Cynthia and the others were hoarding all the way back here. See you guys then.